Hello and welcome to Road Rush Nation. Today, I'm going to talk about 5 things that a new rider should think about. And also some information for experienced riders on how to get a discount on your motorcycle insurance. So come along and let's welcome those new riders. Welcome. So this week I'm going to talk to those new potential riders or brand new riders about joining the club here. First of all, welcome. You've made a great decision. You will love being part of the motorcycle community. But I wanted to talk about 5 things that I bet you haven't thought about, or just kind of cautionary things to think about since you're getting into this new awesome sport. Here's number 5. You're gonna get a lot of flack from loved ones and people who don't ride motorcycles about, oh my God, you're gonna kill yourself. It's so dangerous, ooh. We all hear it. Don't let them get into your head. Everything is dangerous, you just never know what life will bring you. So do you sit on the sidelines and not enjoy life, or do you get out and let's go ride? Okay, here's number 4. So, you want to go out and you see these big, beautiful bikes, okay? Yes, I ride a Harley, and yes, they're not cheap. It could be $30,000 for a brand new street glide. Real easy, especially in today's economy. I suggest the first bike you get a cheap, inexpensive bike that you don't mind if it gets dropped, okay? Because you're gonna drop it. It's a learning curve on the balance and the characteristics of a motorcycle. If you have never ridden a motorcycle, it's gonna feel a little awkward. If it's been years, it'll help you get your balance back, and you will drop them, okay? It's just the nature of it. But you're gonna drop it more often. Who wants to drop a $30,000 bike with a custom paint job? So go out and find yourself an inexpensive used bike that maybe doesn't have very many miles, and expect to trade it in. It's not maybe your dream bike, but you'll get there. Number 3, this sport is expensive. Oh my gosh, buying the bike, that's just part of it. But then it's all the accessories on top of it you'll put on. Brand new seats, maybe some custom parts, and then you'll want some motor work done. Maybe you want everything all blacked out. But that's not even the most expensive parts. Some of the things that you need to be aware of is just the overall cost of maintenance. Yeah, a lot of people say, oh, I'm gonna do all my maintenance myself. I'm gonna change the oil and so on. These are not like a car. It's not that easy. There's things you want to regularly check. Your belt or chain, those are things you regularly need to look at. There's just more maintenance. And one of the things I want to really make you aware of is tires. Tires on a motorcycle, they don't last like a car tire. You know, you'll say, oh, I'm gonna get 60,000 miles out of these tires when you buy them for your car. That's not how a bike works. You might get 15,000 depending on the type of bike you have. The weight, how you ride makes a huge difference. You don't wanna be out riding and then all of a sudden you get, you get a hole and you do a patch, or a plug. You don't want to ride with that. You don't want to be on a bike like that. That makes a huge difference. These tires, motorcycle tires are not cheap. You'll want to look around, but you also want to be aware of inflation that you've got, the air pressure you've gotten will make a huge difference on how long they last, how you ride. Burnouts, you're gonna need a new tire after you do burnouts, okay? You don't wanna have those bald spots in the middle of it. You need good tread. Remember, that's your life that's riding on this bike. You have to maintain good tires. They're not cheap. It's not unusual to spend $600 to $800 just getting a new set of tires, complete tires. So be prepared, put money aside, you're gonna need it. It's not cheap. Number 2, make sure you get a motorcycle endorsement on your license. A lot of people say, I don't need one. I'm going to have my friend is going to teach me, got my buddy is going to teach me how to ride. Who needs a motorcycle endorsement? Couple reasons you'll want to get your motorcycle endorsement. Number one is if you decide I'm going to go to a rally out of state, and guess what? You get pulled over by the police in that state because you're speeding or for whatever reason. Guess what happens? You can get ticketed. You can have your bike towed and you're stuck there. So I recently was watching an episode of On Patrol Live, and they were down in Daytona Beach. And guess what? It happened to a guy from Kentucky. And the officer actually was nice enough that he was only gonna tow the bike at first. Then the guy kept yapping, blah, blah, blah. Okay, it's called talking yourself into a ticket. And finally he got the fine. The officer was giving him a way out. He could have fined him. Basically they can take your license, so to speak, and have the bike towed. And they were fighting to say, oh, can we just drive it over here to the motel? The officer's like, yeah, and then in an hour you're out riding again, but you don't have a motorcycle endorsement. He's going, but I have a CDL and you may be the greatest driver out there, but without that M, not so much. Also, just something to be aware of. Once you get the M, which is your motorcycle endorsement, on your license, make sure you always check when you go to get your license renewed that the clerk puts the M back on there. This has happened to a lot of people that go from state to, they move from state to state. They'll get everything moved over and they haven't checked to see if they've gotten the motorcycle endorsement, because it'll just move with you. And they haven't, and what that causes is they have to go down to DMV, take the test and take the exam, whatever that is for that state, and get the M put back on there. So make sure, because once it's on there, it's on there. But make sure every time you go back in to get your license renewed, they put the M back on there. I'm adamant about asking because it's happened to so many friends. And here's number one, the biggest one. This is the one that's going to save you money, okay? And even if you are an experienced rider, this will save you money. Here it is. Ready? A drum roll, please. Go and take a class. Those MSF classes, the certified classes, motorcycle certified classes, Harley gives them, or at your local community college will have them. There's different places. Go take it. Why? Because once you take that course, you'll get a card at the end. That card at the end says that you've passed it. Well, here's the kicker. In many states, that's all you need to go take down to DMV and get your motorcycle endorsement. Here's the other thing. Take that card, call your insurance company. Yo, I just finished this course on motorcycle safety. Will this give me any discounts? Bingo, 9 times out of 10 it will. Here's where our experienced motorcycle riders that have been riding for years, go do the same thing. Even though you have your M endorsement, even though you've been riding for years, never had a problem, go take a course. It doesn't matter that it's the beginner course. It will, and then you take that card and you contact your insurance company. Guess what? You'll get that endorsement. A lot of insurance companies will say you've had to take a safety course within the last 5 years. Well, they don't care that it's a beginner course, they just care that it's a safety course. We did that with Aaron, and guess what? They go, yeah, we can lower your insurance. He took the class. Okay, it was kind of funny because he took it to the local Harley dealership. They were running a special for veterans and military folks, and you get it for like $100. Always look for those specials. I haven't seen them for a while. You know, that was pre-COVID he did that. But he went and got that. He says, I'm gonna take it. So it was kind of funny because you got brand new riders and he shows up on his Ultra, right, CDO. And he's on those little 500s that they have. And he took the class and he got his card, sent it to our insurance agent, and they're all like, boom, here, you got the discount. It's worth it for that. It saves money because let's face it, if you're a younger guy, you get effed over on insurance rates anyway. So anything that can help lower it is great. And of course, the safety things that you'll learn in there is fantastic. One of the things new riders is I want you to be aware, it's easy to say, hey, I ride better out on the streets than I do taking those done courses. I had a hard time with it. I was dropping the bike all the time. That's because, yeah, it's easier to go in a straight line than to have to do the maneuvers. But those maneuvers that they teach you can save your life. Most motorcycle accidents are caused on a curve. People can't make those turns. So please take a course. We want to see you out there riding for years and decades. And just doing some good prepping could save your life and keep you out there. Welcome again. Thanks for stopping by. I hope we catch you out on the highways riding that new bike you have or whatever you're riding. This is a great sport to be part of. Made some great lifelong friends with it. You will love it. It is the best stress reliever, and in this day and age, we all need something. So go take that course, get that bike, get out and ride. Remember, life's too short, so let's go ride.